thought I would get a couple reactions on this video about what's been going on with this, what's called an impending Trump indictment. Trump himself is claiming he's going to be indicted and arrested on Tuesday, which would be the 21st of March. And Keith Olbermann is just having a ball. Obviously, this guy does not have anything else that is going on in his life, so he's posting literally all day about Proud Boys getting beaten in New York, and he's trying to take his W's while he can. Um, he even posted this video. Uh, you know, this is excuse me for what I'm about to share with you.
Behold, the fascist, naked, pusillanimous fear of Trump getting arrested. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, and the Trump cult just got punched in the mouth. There will not be notable violence, and if arrest guarantees Trump's election, shouldn't the Democrats run Hunter Biden, his father, and Dr. Fauci as a chain gang next year? Plus, Trump's self-martyring arrest story isn't even the biggest Trump story of the moment. The saga of his lawyer, Evan Corcoran, and his notes about Trump is. All that plus why insurance may kill the next World Baseball Classic, and the Proud Boys get the...
So that's a promo for his podcast, I guess. I think he goes on to talk about some beating that some Proud Boys got in New York this afternoon. Or yesterday afternoon, Sunday, when I guess they protested a drag queen story hour. So this is the message that you're hearing from the left right now, which is that they are celebrating the fact that the president may be indicted and prosecuted for a campaign finance violation. Now remember, Keith Olbermann's heyday was during the Bush administration when they were saying that President Bush should be tried for crimes against humanity and war crimes and and such. That was their big thing at the time. They were saying that Bush was a war criminal, and now they're talking about prosecuting a former president, for campaign finance violations. That's what's been going on with the left. They've sunk from a level where they were going after people for starting wars and having this bloodlust for profit and for expansion overseas, into persecuting a person for, obviously not an act that people should be proud of, which is paying off a mistress, but still not really rising anywhere near to what they used to be outraged about, which was war and the profit from war. So that's their side. Now, the other side, I'm going to look at the opinion of somebody, Peter Schiff, who I usually listen to on economic matters, but this time he spoke out about this issue of the prosecution. It says, how is it a violation of campaign finance laws for Donald Trump, through a lawyer, to use his personal funds to enter into a perfectly legal confidentiality agreement with Stormy Daniels? Joe Biden and his son Hunter are the ones who should be indicted. Disbar the Manhattan DA. Now, this is not really the only such take, but this is, there's a lot of people who are coming forward. One person says he deducted the payment as a business expense on his taxes. So Schiff says that may be a tax issue, not a campaign finance issue. But one could argue that what Stormy had to say would have been bad for business. She would have paid taxes on the money she received, so it seems that Trump could deduct it on his end. I don't think the payment is a donation. So then somebody says, what's hilarious about this story is Trump to this day still says it didn't happen, and his very devoted followers who believe 99% of what he says uncritically smell BS on his denial. So, look, I think that somebody admitting to having an affair is something that, it takes a lot of effort for people to really come clean publicly and say that. So the idea that nowadays it's really such a problem for us that Donald Trump denies that he's had an affair with Stormy Daniels is really laughable, because after all, we already had a president who for years was denying on cheating on his wife all the time. President Clinton was cheating on her since way before he was president, since maybe he was in much lower offices back in Arkansas, not only governor. I think the story about him raping Juanita Broderick actually happened when he was only the attorney general of Arkansas. So it says here, some people are saying America is governed by rule of law as set forth in the Constitution. No one is above these laws. If Biden broke laws, it will be found out and enforced, just as Trump will be held accountable for this affair and for Georgia J6 and withholding confidential info. So this is a pretty ridiculous take, because he's not being accused of withholding confidential info. It's of possessing it when he was not in a secure place. He's allowed to possess confidential information. The only question is whether he has the right to hold it in the place where he was residing. And eventually, the National Archives decided to go after him and tell him, no, you have to submit all of the classified information back into the system. Now the consensus opinion is that because President Biden has been caught numerous times holding classified information, he, he probably won't have this, this ability to have Donald Trump prosecuted without himself having to take some sort of L. So that's about it in terms of big reactions I wanted to show you. There's plenty of people here who are making the parallel with one of those cases that happened under Bill Clinton. This is the first one here. It says on November 14th, 1998, while Clinton was president, he paid Paula Jones $850,000 to go away. That was no issue. And what people will probably come back and say is, well, but he'd already been reelected, so what does it matter? No. The whole point here is that this was not defined as a campaign expense, and it wasn't a campaign expense under Donald Trump. And really the only reason that all this is happening at all is because the Stormy Daniels allegations, which is the root of all of this, they led to the pursuit of Michael Cohen, who was Donald Trump's fixer attorney, the person who arranged the payments and hush money arrangement and non-disclosure agreement with Stormy Daniels. Cohen's flipping has resulted in all of this, because he's said, well, basically it was a campaign finance violation. Well, not really. So my opinion here is that we're seeing a president basically being pursued for the very fact that he's running for president again. He's running to retake office. Biden is currently reeling because there's no good news going on with Biden. You just had all of these disasters in terms of both the economy and East Palestine, and really the war in Ukraine is not going so well. So he needs any positive news that he can get. And for the Biden administration, having Trump prosecuted, even if it wasn't the Biden Justice Department, it's the Manhattan DA office, which is a local jurisdiction at the city level in New York, municipal level. So that would constitute positive news for the Biden administration, even though he didn't do anything for it to happen, right? And in truth, he shouldn't be able to do anything. The president shouldn't be able to prosecute his opponents. But they're having Alvin Bragg, the prosecuting district attorney for Manhattan, do their dirty work for them. So that's what's been happening right now. I do want to hear your comments. Put them in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe. You can also find me on all of the different social media and video hosting sites that you can see on the screen here. And have a great day.